Hey, what up, my fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is Agree to Disagree, talking Phillies and the return of one Mr. Rhys Hoskins. Let's go.
Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgado, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc, Make Them Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal. Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Locations, Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, no Brian Wilson. That's Greg Mwakovic. That's Uncle Sweeps. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. We'll do Crumb of the Week at the end.
It's always
might be Brian Wilson.
Crumb of the Week. Could be Brian Wilson. We'll see. The return of Rhys Hoskins tomorrow night. I'll actually be down at the game, so I'm excited to see that, and we'll talk about that in our poll question as well. Phillies, Cardinals, Postgame. We'll dive into what we watch this series, and like we always do, we'll segue and look forward a little bit when it comes to the Philadelphia Phillies. We got London right around the corner too. So everything Phillies tonight and Crumb of the Week. That's what we got on the docket. Our poll for tonight: Rhys Hoskins will get a standing ovation in his return to Philadelphia. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. And everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow, join the conversation tonight. I agree. I 100% agree. I don't know why he won it. It's not like he left on bad terms. You know, they moved their best player to first base, which leaves him out. If he doesn't get a standing ovation, I have a major issue with this fan base. If he doesn't, like I used to call him Babe Ruth, like the fake Babe Ruth. Right? Because like he wasn't Babe Ruth. So it was all a joke because I thought he was a good player. I didn't think he was a great player, but he had some great moments here before the injury. And we learned a lot about him. Right? So like take everything in on what we learned about Rhys as a leader of that ball club that went to the World Series, right? One of the main leaders. So when you learn those things about a player, you love him a lot more. And I think we got to know him more as we started winning too. Right? And the more we started winning, we got to know Rhys's personality a little bit more and everything like that. And, you know, I love Rhys Hoskins now. It's not a guy I wanted to move on from, but it's business, right? You're moving Harper to first. Don't have anywhere to put him. So it is what it is. So I think he deserves it. And, I mean, you know, we'll play this little clip right here, right? I mean, how's this? You know, I'm sure that's going to get
it's a T-shirt.
Fastball.
I'm sure that's going to get played tomorrow night.
It's an animation, too, in MLB The Show. When he hits a home run, he does that bat stomp in MLB The Show. It's pretty cool.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I appreciate you for that one. I would not have known that without you.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
And look, I mean, so he's had a few moments like that, right? I mean, that's the signature one. And a biggie for sure. But I don't know. Like I said, I think it's almost big time disrespectful if he doesn't get a standing ovation. This isn't like a Hall of Fame player or anything, but this is a guy who was a big part of changing the culture here. Was a guy that was here for a homegrown guy, right? And they weren't giving him the money, so it's not like they offered him a contract that was more like less money and he took more money. There wasn't a contract on the table for him. Mm-hmm. That's as simple as that, guys. There was not a contract on the table for Rhys Hoskins, so you don't boo that. You boo Dombrowski if you want to boo somebody, but we're not going to boo Dombrowski because he's done a great job. So right now it's all worked out for everybody, per se. You know, we're the second best team in baseball record-wise. We're first in the NL, first in the NL East. So we're 41-19. So it's working out for us. We're okay without him, and that's even more of a reason. Now, if we're playing 500 baseball, then maybe there's some upsetness and maybe there's some boos because you wish you would have stayed in a weird way. So maybe you get boozed in that direction, but that doesn't even make sense to me.
No, zero sense.
Like everything's kumbaya here. All right. The only reason you're booing is because you lost tonight. If that bothers you that much, so there ain't nothing to boo. What do you? If people boo tomorrow night, I can get in a fight down there.
Doesn't matter if you were
got to defend them.
No, if you're 15 and 45, you don't boo the guy. So that's just common sense. I mean, I don't really care. You know what I mean? So,
well, the only way you boo then is because you're 41-19 and you got a little sense of walking, or your chest is out, right? That's the only way I can fathom like why a moron would boo tomorrow night, because I'm going to be standing up. I'll stand up. He gets a standing O for me because it was all respect. It was all done the right way. No off the field stuff, no extra stuff. One of your leaders that deserves, to me, that deserves a standing up.
Yeah, if you want to boycott, then don't go.
Yeah,
that's the way you boycott. You know what I mean? Like grown people booing. Like I know we've covered this on shows before, and it's just to me it's silly. Like I know it's nothing, all right, but it's silly. It's silly to boo as an adult, but whatever. To each his own. We still have adults that go to Disney World, so I mean, like it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I don't have all the answers. I will. It's 1,000% an agree. All right, and it starts with JT. JT stops the game. JT steps out, steps in front of the plate, and he allows it to happen. All right, and that's how it starts. All right, and then all 45,000 take control from there. It's exactly what you do. All right. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Since you're showing this again, we're talking about this generation. I mean, what an amazing swing. Still don't know how he doesn't take one right between the bat, right between the numbers. I mean, that's why, guys wonder why they have trouble pitching, because, half of them sit down when they piss. I mean, that's a great swing by him. A huge moment. Right. But that's the third inning right there. Next time you come up, that's Square City. That's Square City between the 1-7 if it's Uncle Sweeps. But nonetheless, no reason.
Cousin nailed it well.
Let's not talk about.
I'm here. Just let you know I'm here.
Let's not talk about where the game's at, because we can be here forever. All right, but yes, to everything you said, he got hurt. So last year they had to move the clock up on Harper earlier. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing where Harper would go to first base if they didn't re-sign him in a couple years to save the knees or whatever, So both guys were coming off injuries. Or Hoskins was out for the whole year, and Harper was coming back for with the with the Tommy John. You know what I mean? So he had the DH and couldn't play the outfield, and it was just out of necessity. It was time for him to start taking ground balls. So that's, but Rhys did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. It was a business move. He should be beloved in this town. So that goes without saying. You know what I mean? When guys talk crap and, they leave, for the grass is greener or more money, or they snub you and maybe take less money for another team. That's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of thing, that gets people on the wanted list. But this guy's done everything right.
Or you say stuff on your way out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You got a little snarky stuff to say or something, right?
Yeah,
that rubs the fans the wrong way. He didn't do any of that.
No, guy did everything right in his time here. Was a great teammate. Absolutely got after Jeff McNeil this year. So I mean, how could you love him any less? You know what I mean? Like anything that involves hating the Mets and crybaby Mets and all that stuff. So, the dude played the game hard. He might have, like I said, had his moments, was anointed early. So that's probably got some people, it had some people like, throwing shade at him, because when he first came up, it looked like, like Tom said, it looked like, reincarnated Babe Ruth. And then he just, we knew that was a small sample size, and listen, the guy still, if you looked at his averages, I'm not a nerd, so I couldn't just spit them out to you right now, but it has to be close to 25 and 90 in his time here in the averages, I would think.
I think you're probably really, really close. Hold on.
Yeah, pretty close.
Could be more, but either way, you'll take 25 and 90 all day.
Facts.
Facts. So go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, and while Tommy's looking that up, and I'm not kind of probably on the same lines as you guys, especially Tommy, not the biggest Rhys fan, but yeah, there's no question this is an agree, right? You know what I mean? And it's nothing he did, right? It's just a typical Phillies fan, Philly media anointing the guy way too early. But that's it, right? You know what I mean? Everything that he's done since then has been class. And like you said, Sweeps, I even like him even more now that he's gone, and he's still going after the Mets, right? And he's still terrorizing that, right? But let's also, too, let's look at our situation. We got Schwarber up after next year, and we have Castellanos up after in 2 years. So barring a major signing, Juan Soto, in the outfield next year, there's not a guarantee that Rhys Hoskins doesn't find his way back here for an open DH spot.
Oh, very well could happen. Absolutely.
You know, so I think he only signed a 1, maybe 2 year deal out there.
It's a 1 year player option for year 2.
Okay.
I think it is, or it's a 2 year deal max. But I think that if you want to look it up, I think there's an option in there, Greg. I'm not 100%, but Sweeps is close to those numbers. The home runs, he's right there. The RBIs are a little short, but
148 homers. One was an injury. Yeah, not an injury season. I'm sorry, that was COVID.
And then a banged up one in 2021, right? So he didn't play a full one. Still had 27 homers in a 107. He only played 107 games in 21.
2 for 34.
Huh?
2 for 34.
No options, right? Just 2 for 34.
Right. 2 for 34.
Yeah, I mean, but he very well could be back. And I've talked to some people.
That's when Schwarber's contract's up. Is 2 years.
So to your point, so that's close. That's about almost 150, 148, 150 yackers in his Philly time. So 6 seasons into that, that's 25 right there. And one being a COVID shortened season. And like you said, he was a little banged up in the other one. So that's damn close to 25. And then ribeye soups are 95, 96, 85, the 26 in the shortened season, 71 and 79. So probably closer to 80.
Still
25 and 75. You'll take that.
Yeah, it was like to the point. He's exactly, he didn't have to drive in 96 RBIs either.
Yeah, he wasn't. And he's not a $300 million man. So not to take the shots at the guys. The guys get paid for a reason. You know what I mean? So they're he's not. It was not a superstar on this Phillies team. You know what I mean? He was a piece, right? Not the big piece, but he was a piece. Tough shoes to fill at first base.
Yeah.
The big piece, but he was just a part of it. It was just. They might have hit him in some spots that drove us crazy. And once again, that's Gabe Kapler and guys like that. So that wasn't his fault. You know what I mean? So, but I think he was a great teammate, and his time here was. He did a great job in his time here.
89% agree with the poll. Rhys Hoskins will get a standing ovation in return to Philadelphia. You can still vote on that. So 11% are
same as last week. There's just people that want to be different. That's all. You know what I mean? Last week we knew it was Taijuan Walker's family. Another good outing by Taijuan tonight. Another good outing by Taijuan tonight. So
no barrel was missed tonight.
No,
everything was shelled.
So we're pretty much spot on when we tell you things. So another good outing by Taijuan. So last week should have been 100%, and tonight should have been 100%. But that's the internet. Do you, boo boo? Be different. Get a shirt that says "Be different." You know what I mean? Be different.
Spell said Rhys Hoskins return will buy the whole lower level beers. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
2 years, 35 million. You can run that out.
Yeah, you think you got it?
It's not a big deal. Someone's on me, guys. Greg, were you going to disagree? I know
No. I was never going to disagree.
I didn't think so. I just wanted to. I didn't want to confirm. I didn't know if you exactly said either or yet.
No, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. As everybody should. That 11, whoever that 11% is I don't know who you are. You must not be a Philly fan then, right? You know what I mean? Because listen, I've given that guy so much grief over the years. You can't not agree to that poll, right?
Tell me.
I wanted that guy traded so many times.
Yeah, I don't know if I was ever there with you, but I was definitely with he deserved heat at times for sure.
Yes, but you absolutely saw his worth, especially in that clubhouse last year
When there was talent here.
When he went down.
Yeah. When there was
Right?
enough talent around him.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, not just like around him, but there was enough talent in the building to
Right.
win. Right. So
Yeah, I
then,
mean,
you know, you get to
that's
see
the-
more
yeah.
about guys. You get to learn more about guys. It's
And that's
not an easy
yeah.
sport to win in.
And that's the business. That's the business of sports. You know what I mean? Like everybody deserves heat. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's going to people that tell you no, and these guys are human. No kidding. Nobody said they weren't human. You know what I mean? But what comes with getting paid handsomely in professional sports, any of the four majors, or you know, soccer, whatever. You know what I mean? Wherever you're getting paid handsomely, comes criticism, and rightfully so, and comes heat and backlash and all that. So that just comes with the territory, man. So that's when you put your big boy pants on and you know, you go to cash that check every month or every 2 weeks, and you know, like I said, that doesn't. I'm not alluding to, you know, death threats or, you know,
Sure.
throwing batteries or eggs at people or you know talking about their families or anything like that. That's juvenile shit. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about having a normal conversation between, you know, talking heads, right? Got, you know, either a podcast or on the dial. You know what I mean? Guys, you know, anybody in this city at any time should be, you know, should take heat, right? And, you know, from the greatest stars to the guys that are beloved, you know, the Jalen Hurts, the Bryce Harbors, and the Joe Embiids, right? All those guys are fair game, right? Because the guys that came before them got crucified, right? Donovan McNabb, crucified, right? Jimmy Rollins, crucified.
Ryan Howard,
right? Yeah, Ryan Howard, crucified.
Yeah.
Right?
Allen
Iverson, crucified. All right.
Chase Utley, not allowed to be talked about.
Things go right about. You know
yeah,
I mean? Like,
not allowed to be crucified.
Yeah, Chase Utley, you could never, like, if he had a bad at bat, you weren't allowed to say it. Yeah, to be like, oh, what'd you say? Did you see how hard he hustled the ball out of hit?
Did you see how hard you ran?
Yeah, like I know. He's a hustler. Nobody's debating that, but that was a bad AB, right? Like, you know,
just like our 1 through 3 hitters there in the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, not that Chase had many.
Terrible ABs.
Yeah,
but
that's awful.
And nobody's forcing you. I always say this: nobody forced you to sign the contract. Yeah. Like you said, I say to kids all the time, "What's your pressure right now? Your pressure's if you got $300 million. Your pressure's trying to stay in the big leagues. That's what pressure comes in this sport, and with pressure comes criticism. Right? It comes with money. Comes all that stuff. With money and fame, come all the rest.
And even in baseball, it's even less, bro. I mean, like I know
you're right.
I know what you're saying, but that $300 million is guaranteed. So if you become a flopzilla,
you're right.
You're the last guy laughing. You know what I mean?
There's more pressure staying in the big league getting the contract.
People might, people make fun of you. You might be a meme, right? But you're still the guy in the mansion. You're still the guy with the Porsche. So it is what it is. You know, it's like, you know, baseball, that money's guaranteed. So when you get the bag, some guys, you know, go in the tank, and some guys get lazy, and it motivates some guys, you know, to be great, and some guys don't need that motivation. But you know, I know what you're saying. Absolutely. You know, we talk about, you know, we give those speeches to our young kids all the time. Like I tell my players all the time, you know, whether it's travel ball or high school, like if this is the worst thing that ever happens to you, you led a great life. You know what I mean? Like you led a good life. You know, you're 0 for 3, and you know we lost a game, and you're 0 for 3 with 2 punchies, and that's the worst thing that ever happens to you. All right, and then your life, you lived an awesome life, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Facts. Julian says it's time for Dave Dombrowski to start upgrading the outfield. It's enough, especially with Marsh out, Merrifield, Rojas, and Pache, with a black hole in right field. I mean, listen, none of those 3 guys have hit enough, even like a little bit enough. When you talk about Merrifield, Rojas, and Pache, like you're getting 0 production. Now, Pache's had some big hits in spots. His average doesn't show that, obviously, right? But if you've watched, he's had some big hits for us, but not enough.
No, just needed contact tonight.
Yeah, and tonight was not one of those nights. Tonight was not, and Rojas is stunk, in my opinion, at the plate. I don't care what anybody says on Facebook to me. You're just not watching the games, right? You got to be Gold Glove out there. He's not. He's playing better out there, but
he's been better in the last few weeks, but it's still not good.
And just
play
every day.
I'm sorry, the hitting is still not good to make up for it.
No, and does Witt just need to play every day?
I don't know.
Can that help? That's my question, you guys. Could that maybe help Whit Merrifield because he's used to playing every day? Like that's his common baseball 101 right there, right? That's my only guess on why the struggles. He's got a lot of at bats. Don't get me wrong, but he hasn't played every day. That's all my only question. Does he need to be in the lineup 6 days out of the week? And maybe he will now. We'll see how long Marshy's out for.
I mean,
with day to day, but
he sure comes up a lot with runners with big spots.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Especially the last few weeks when he's been scuffling. It seems like every time that there's men on base, Whit Merrifield's back comes up, right? And Tommy, I don't know. That might be the case because he definitely, this is the Whit Merrifield that the Blue Jays saw in the second half last year.
Yeah, I was just going to say
he
got platooned. He got platooned last year, so he went through it last year. That was the start of it. You know what I mean? So I agree with you.
And you would hope with coming into the year knowing that and being able to, adjust your body to that, he might be better. But it hasn't worked out yet. And, I think we got, I don't want to say a blessing, but, with Turner coming back soon, we were obviously going to be in a conundrum as to what to happen. Obviously, I don't think you're not releasing a guy like Whit Merrifield, especially a veteran like that. But, who do you do? Obviously it's probably Clemens, but I think he's earned his chance to stick for a little bit.
I mean, I know what Tom's saying, and I think it's more. I think it's always about not playing. To me, it's never about the amount of games. It's about at bats. You know what I mean? And that's what they'll tell you at the professional level. They got to get at bats. So he's got plenty of at bats. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I mean, I get it. It's not. It's not every day at bats. You know what I mean?
No, but he has a lot.
He has a lot. So that's it should be. It's not like you're getting 2 at bats a week, and he's he's 40 at bats in, and you're like, yeah, man, he's 5 for 40, he's scuffling, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, yeah, dude, let this guy play a little bit. Let this guy get 4 ABs, you know what I mean? Like you're just pinch hitting them, you're giving them 1 at bat. That's tough. That's hard to adjust when you've been a starter your whole life, you know what I mean? But when you have he's got plenty of at bats. Like it's just. And like I said, maybe he'll wake up. The team's winning. I agree. He does. We talked about it last week. You know what I mean? He definitely looks washed.
Yeah, he looks closer to washed than being able to play anymore.
Yeah,
so, that's for sure. That's why I wanted to ask you guys that question and get your guys' thoughts on if it was an everyday thing because he does have a lot of at bats. So and I think we're closer to realizing like, maybe he just doesn't have it. That's a lot. That's $9 million of a lot of money for a guy who was washed. That's all. So the only egg on Dave this offseason would be if Whit doesn't get some big hits for us. Yeah, whatever it doesn't mean. It doesn't have to be him batting 300. Right. If he doesn't wake up a little bit and start swinging it, maybe it's just a bad first half. And maybe try to chalk it up. You said last year he had a bad second half, right?
Yeah, he was an all-star in the first half.
So maybe he switches it up this year.
That'd be nice because I just don't see that they're going to do anything with him.
They can't
just based off the veteran status.
Dude,
and
they
the money.
won't take Taiwan Walker. I don't want to go into Taiwan tonight again, but they won't take Taiwan Walker out of the goddamn rotation. All right, when the way he's pitched because of the money. So we think that they're going to. Anybody out there think they're going to release Whit Merrifield when they owe him $9 million? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's here for the year, and we just got to hope it pans out. And, Drew Rogers, who I love on Facebook, that's my guy. All right, Drew, but you're wrong again because you said, why does everybody get all worked up over a fifth starter? Because he's not being paid as a fifth starter, Drew. That's why. All right? It's not what he is on this team. I get it. He's the fifth starter, but he ain't getting paid fifth starter money, babe. All right? So that's why people are getting worked up over it. And the other thing, Drew, is because of Spencer Turnbull. That's why people are getting worked up. Because you have a guy that's throwing really well. And great.
Another 3 lights out innings last night.
Yeah.
Huge last night.
Huge.
Yep.
We don't win that game without. I mean, we might still win that game, right? But
he was the best pitcher. He was the best pitcher on both sides last night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, the Cardinals had nobody. So let me rephrase that. He was still the best pitcher on the field in pinstripes. You know what I mean? It's easy to be the best pitcher in baby blue.
I thought he could have won another inning.
Just to be clear,
the way the bullpen was situated at that point, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was under. I in my mind, he was 60 pitches yesterday, and he was at 49. So I was, thinking, hey, we got a 3-run lead. Nothing's gonna hurt us. Yeah, and think about this too. Heading into London, Taijuan Walker is scheduled to start. Imagine paying the $6 to $10 grand that you're paying to go over to London to watch this team, and you got to watch Taijuan Walker. That's not good.
No, I mean, that's not what you're shooting for.
That's not ideal. I can watch him, for a lot less money, blow games.
Yeah, and I didn't want to go into him too deep like we did last Sunday, but it looks like we get his starts.
We're on his
agree,
path.
disagree. We're on his time. That's not good for us. I mean, that worries. That really worries when we're gonna start giving up long balls here, and we may already have. Right?
Yeah, we're getting hit hard. Yeah,
So,
station's getting hit hard here.
I mean, I am. So I mean, maybe it's true. Maybe there's something to be said about it. This is unbelievable. Now I know why. This son of a bitch. But he hasn't been good enough. And I'm not, listen, we're playing great baseball. I get it. I'm not going to get all up in arms over it, but I'm still going to call it how it is. And fans are going to get annoyed by it. And that's what fans do. And they're allowed to because of the price tag. Nobody would give a shit if he was getting hit around like that. If he wasn't getting paid the money he's getting paid. I mean, people would still care, but it wouldn't be that much of an uproar, right? You wouldn't get that much.
That second caveat too, Tommy, as you mentioned. It's that second part, right? That we have a guy here who did it while he was out. And I know the Phillies internally have concerns. That's fine. I know the Phillies internally have concerns about his health and wanting to, stretch his innings as far as they can. And they're nervous, but listen, at some point, and thankfully we've gotten out to the start that we have, right? And we haven't had to push that envelope too far yet. But at some point, that envelope's got to be pushed, and we got to make that decision.
Yeah, and that's what the deadline's for too. So I mean, if you're worried about Spencer and his innings, right? Well, that's where the deadline's for, to go get a fifth starter if you really need to. If it's stupid money, now they're not going to spend stupid money on a fifth starter.
Right.
So, I mean, we all realize that. Now, what about something like this? What N. Thomas says. How would you guys feel about Jazz or Joe Adele?
Joe Adele's intriguing. Jazz is a big no to me.
Okay.
I don't think Jazz is an upgrade on anybody in our outfield right now.
I don't know about that, but I don't know if he's a good teammate. So that's
where I would go.
That's why I would agree with you. Talent-wise,
that's the other side of it, right?
Talent-wise, he uses it. He uses talent, stick talent. I don't know if he's a good clubhouse guy. I don't know what kind of teammate he is. You're 41-19. You don't need that noise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
and Joe Adele just screams brain farts all the time. Super uber talented too, but just hasn't been able to stick. There's two guys in the minors, and I hate to bring the one guy up because I definitely don't like him, but there's two guys in the minors at AAA that are really swinging the bat well, and that's David Dahl and that's Scott Kingery, right? They're both hitting the ball really well. I think they both have 12, 13 home runs in AAA. They're really hitting for power. Obviously, we know Scotty Jetpacks has that versatility, right? That you covet in today's baseball.
Around.
And yeah, he is. And David Dahl is someone you brought in late in spring training, and he's just been mashing the ball. Both probably aren't on our 40-man roster, so like a lot of, I don't say a lot, but like some maneuvering would have to be done. But those are guys in-house that we might see potentially if Marshy ends up on the DL. Tonight, it just sucked tonight because we were stuck with Rojas. It was Topper was dead set on giving JT a night off for whatever reason, because I don't know why you don't pinch hit him in the 8th inning when Stubbsy comes up.
Yep.
And then they said early in the broadcast that Clemens was scratched late because of a back, and I think they said something about Sosa as well. So like we were down, we were out of players at that point.
That's why I didn't pitch him in extras. Because they're losing 5-4, and he can't enter them into the game. Makes sense for Pache there, or anybody else.
Right, they can't play the field. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why he couldn't do it in
only-
extras. But
The only spot would have been Stubbsy in the 8th.
and I think just because of the lack of players is probably why he didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you only need a fly ball. I mean, I know Helmsley, Helmsley's nasty, but you got to have two horrendous at bats there.
Yeah.
Yeah, typical. Typical from Nick too.
But I hear you, Greg. I mean, I guess
Dahl's been swinging it though.
You can't crucify a guy. You can't crucify the guy forever. But I think everybody's seen. Everybody's seen the jetpack experience. You know what I mean? And I root for the kid. I just think he got AAA's, not AA. So the level of pitching is what it is. I think he became a launch angle monster. So he's got a little. He's getting some balls out of the park, but he'll come up here and do. Listen, I guess Dal. I don't have a crystal ball, but I think he'd have been up already if they knew. I think he's just one of those guys who's just holding that minor league spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and David
they owe the money.
David Dahl is the guy I would bring up.
Yeah.
David Dahl is the guy I would bring
up
because he's more of a pro hitter than Kingery is, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and that's not saying a lot because Scotty obviously wasn't. And David had, he has moments, I feel like, but he was always been able to swing it a little bit, in my opinion. So why not give him a chance? You got nothing to lose. And it's the lefty to take Marshy's spot because he's going to be out for like 2 weeks minimum.
I would think so. Yeah.
And maybe even a little longer since he blew it twice, right? So he tried running with it after he pulled it going to first base, and then he pulled it obviously more rounding second. So that's fine.
I missed it. I was in here getting ready, getting things set up, and then I hear it out on the TV. I go running out. I'm like, whoa, what the hell? No.
You didn't run.
I scurried.
Yeah. Let's not lie to the people.
Yeah, I drove by that. I mean, I think even in a fire, Greg doesn't move fast. So I was just gonna let that go.
I think Julian. I think Thompson's loyalty to Rojas is a little crazy too. But managers do that shit, right? I mean, managers are known to give certain guys longer leashes than others. He seems like a manager in general that's a long leash cat. Right? I mean, that's just Robbie's MO, and I'm not disagreeing with that MO with certain guys, but I can disagree with Rojas. Like,
at this point, right? You know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing we've said.
Yeah, if you don't have anybody else,
for the first 2 months of the year, you got to do one or the other. You either got to be Gold Glove out there, or you got to bat 280.
Yeah, and loyalty only goes, it only goes so far in the sense where, if you got other guys that, that are playing better and deserve to be in there, then that's when it ends. You know what I mean? Like, you could afford to stay a little more loyal longer and a longer leash, right? When you just don't have nobody else, and then you can give guys a chance to get out of it, but when you got guys, like we've been clamoring for, obviously he got banged up tonight, but we've been saying that Marshy should play every day for all year, so.
Yeah, that's what doesn't make sense.
And Sosa can go out there if you need some. You can run Sosa out there. I mean, he's a Swiss Army knife.
There's been some talks about him playing a little left field.
Yeah, absolutely.
As there should, obviously not Trey Turner.
No,
there's some talks about that, and I think there's even some talks about Schwarber going out the left at times too. And in those moments,
DH spot.
Yeah, and in those moments, you can DH Sosa, or you can DH Bohm, or you can. You can get creative with that spot, right? So and he's lost a lot of weight, 15, 20 pounds, and he moves better. Now, it doesn't mean you got to play him out there every day, but if you don't want Rojas to be out there 7 days a week, which I understand that, maybe you start running, maybe you put Schwarber out there 2-3 times a week, right? To try to keep that maneuvering so you get Sosa 5 games a week, because that's what I'm looking for Mundo. I probably want to play him 5 days a week. I think that's a good number for him. Chrome said on Wednesday, I don't agree with it because, he hasn't played every day enough to and he's gotten better here to say he can't
Yes.
play every day. Like, I'm not telling you he's an all-star playing every day, but there's no reason why he can't be an everyday player. He hasn't got the opportunity really to.
Exactly. That's
besides in St. Louis for a minute. But like, I get it, guys gonna get hot for a minute when they come in and end up being who they are, but all his numbers are better here. So, Kevin Long probably has a part to do with that too, obviously, and this staff. So who says he can't play 6 days a week? Until a guy tells me he can't, I'm not gonna buy into it.
No, I don't think that's outrageous in any stretch. You know what I mean? You start to go into the outrageous water, right? When you're the guy in the Phillies group that says, let's move Trey Turner to the outfield, or let's move Trey Turner for somebody because now we have Armando Sosa. All right, that's when you got to pump the brakes. All right, he's a nice little player, right? He's having a tremendous first half, and like you said, given an opportunity to play every day, could get better, could get worse, or could stay the same. So we'll find out.
Yeah, but you're right, Tom, and even Sweeps as well, right? Not at no point in his career has he ever been the guy, right? He's always been that utility guy on that team to where he's been 2-3 days a week, right? So he hasn't had the opportunity to play every day. And he might not, he might, just like every other utility guy, end up getting exposed when you get more at bats. But as of right now, he's proven that he can get at bats on this team right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because look what else is running out there on this team, right? So that's why it's easy to say that.
Yeah, 100%.
It's actually funny.
Like we always say, the guy with the clipboard. Yeah,
Marshy adds more ABs than Rojas does.
Huh. Well, you see more right-handers. You see more righties in Thompson's platoon.
Way of thinking. Yeah.
You're always going to see more righties.
So I just thought that was interesting. That's all.
Yeah.
It always feels like Rojas leads the team in ABs. You know what I mean? But he definitely does not. And he missed some time too, right? I think he missed some time because he only played 50 games. Where Nicky's played 60.
Yeah, he has played every game. So
yeah, Nick's
41 and 19.
Definitely played every game.
No, Rojas has not played every game. He has not played in 10 games. Just for us Rojas guys, right, that have been talking about it. There's 10 games where he's not played in. And guys like Witt and Mundo,
no days off. It's fucking June. No days off. Under 200, no days off. There's got to be an explanation there. I mean,
and now he's starting.
I don't care if it's your guy. Listen, I don't care.
Now it's funny.
I don't care if that's your son in the right field. You can give your son a day off.
Yeah,
everybody needs a day off, dude.
Now look, now he's going to do it now, right? Watch, he's going to do it now at some point, and he's batting 300 over his last 5 games. And now he'll be like, you know what? Good time for a day.
Yeah, we'll
see you down for you next. Now we'll pick the day to do it. It's so true. I cannot believe that he never, not even a game through those struggles was it like, let's give Nick a day.
Sit him
That's
down.
what I'm saying. I'm not even that's what I'm saying. Like, that's even egregious. Like, when you say it like that, that's the number one thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's genius 101. Like, a guy scuffling, come have a seat, bud. Just have a seat. Let's clear the head. This is a mental game, dude. This is a mental game. Let's clear it. Let's flush it. We'll go back to work tomorrow. So that's 101. So that should have happened during the 130, 140, 150 stretch. All right. But take that out of there. Call us stupid. So let's just pretend that we're stupid. Topper, smartest guy in the room. Okay. Let's take that out. That's the easiest way. We're just talking about body fatigue. All right. Like, 60 games in. Like, this ain't Cal Ripken. Come on. Those days are over. Those days are over, man. There ain't nobody catching Cal. So just come have a seat, man. Have a seat.
Yeah, breathe. Breathe the last 5. Sorry.
Did anybody
last 5? I'm wrong. Last 5, he's 381. So that even makes it funnier if he has a seat over the next few days.
And like I said, Wednesday would have been perfect. day game after a night game, getaway game, getting on the red eye, coming home, would have been perfect.
When ESPN had that lady with ALS in the broadcast booth during that inning, did anyone else think he was going yard with Nicky's history of hitting a home run when like super intense moments are being discussed on a broadcast?
Yeah, I thought about it.
I'm waiting for him to go yard here, and I mean, he had to hit, but it wasn't go yard.
Not against his Cardinals pitching staff. You know what I mean? So it's tough to do. Tough to leave the yard.
Well, they showed a blueprint tonight, that's for sure. Right? They showed a blueprint with the lefties. They blew right through our 1-2-3 hitters. Jojo Romero of all guys. Jojo Romero went through our beasts like nothing.
I can't believe Jojo Romero is still pitching. And to our
That's
poll,
that's the Edmundo Sosa deal.
Yeah, it's just crazy he's still pitching. I just feel like he's so old. Or he was here forever. Maybe he wasn't.
I can't believe he put them three together. Like when you're 41 and 18, I guess you're just playing.
Around to find out.
Yeah, he's just playing baseball stars. At this point, he's just playing baseball stars right now. Like it's some video game shit. It's like it doesn't really matter. All right, the Braves lost two of their superstars. All right, so we'll just mess around. Sunday night baseball, going for the sweep. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like three lefties in a row. It's just.
Yeah,
when you're giving the other team, like I said, you're just giving them it doesn't mean they're unhittable. I'm just saying you're just giving the other team that's a free inning or two. Yeah.
Well, that's what he considers an advantage too, right? He considers getting his righties and all lefties an advantage. So, I would think he would say that's advantage Cardinals knowing the lefties coming out of their pen and us with three straight lefties. But yeah, that'd be too easy. To our poll, Rhys Hoskins will get a standing ovation his return to Philly. 92% agree and 8% disagree.
It's a little better.
Chris Moore, who else is done with Taiwan Walker at this point? Everybody?
Yeah, Chris.
Raise your hands.
We are done, though.
We are officially done.
Yeah.
But let's see what we got coming up here. We got obviously three with Milwaukee.
Through Milwaukee and then London against the Mets on Saturday and Sunday. So we got 5 games this week.
Meet the Mets.
And a good day, a good time to have all this little break too with Marshy. Obviously with his hammy. And then when you look at guys that are like day to day right now, good time probably to get, a couple extra days off here, even though you're traveling across the pond per se.
Yeah, definitely.
On hockey.
I with the way it's working out, it seems like Wheeler is going to start that first game against Boston as when we come back that Tuesday. But he's they showed his numbers the other day. Like on normal rest, he's obviously lights out. On extra rest, he's like and we know this, right? And that's probably why they don't do the 6-man a lot. But his ERA is like mid threes, like 3.4 to 3.5 on extra rest. So he'd be 3 days over coming into that Boston series after London. So I'm almost wondering, especially with Taiwan's scuffle here, is if they move his start up and you go potentially, if Ranger's good, and it sounds like all things are good, you go Ranger Wheeler or Wheeler Ranger in London, and you come back and start Knowles.
Yeah, I don't know why he would get skipped. Saturday's his regular start. You go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday's his regular start. Why are they getting cute?
I don't know. It's just all projections show that it was Ranger Walker going into the weekend.
Should be Wheels on Saturday.
That would be ideal.
And if you just wanted to give him one extra day, then it would be Sunday.
First off,
Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball shouldn't allow it either because it's like marketing 101. It's New York, Philly, in London with a former Met on the mound. Like, I mean, hello. You don't need a fucking degree for that.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, guys, you're not skipping his start. You know what I mean? You could skip another one. we're not going to skip this one.
Yep.
And like for the Phillies, like, come on, well, I get all the. I'm a big 6-man rotation guy. If you can do it, giving guys some extra breathers throughout the year, especially a guy like Wheeler. But I don't have to do that yet. I'm not at that point yet. Like, give me in the halfway mark, right? Really dominate your division, and then you can start getting cute and going 6-man, right, in August, just to keep guys fresher. Like, lock some shit up. You know what I mean? Lock some shit up before you start getting cute, though, too. If you're not going to do it right out of spring training, which is always the recommendation, and you do it out of spring training for like a few weeks and give guys a little longer, and then you go to your 5, right? That was the way I would do it. I wouldn't start like skipping starts right now. Then, like, that's like, okay, for what? You know what I mean? Like, guys cruising. What are we going to skip?
For what?
Yeah,
exactly.
Ricky, is that you, Ricky?
Yeah, there's
Rick. Hey, Rick.
There's no reason for it. You know what I mean? Like, guys fall into a routine. Like I said, if you wanted to give the guy one extra day, then he goes Sunday. There's no chance he goes Monday, Tuesday. That's just stupid. That's stupid. To me, that's stupid. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's no need. No need.
Yeah, he's not injured.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-mm.
So there's no reason
I get a Wheeler game tomorrow too. Nice.
Ooh, look at you.
Nice. Wheeler and a little return of Rhys.
By the way, I just traded for Willie Adames in fantasy, so he's going to have a big night tomorrow.
You just traded him?
I traded for him.
6:40 start.
No, I'm sorry.
Don't be late. 6:40 start. Don't be late.
Nah, I got down there last Tuesday. Last Tuesday I was there. Yeah, I got down there I got in the ballpark at like 6 o'clock.
There you go.
It was nice. And then you're done. Now I got to take a different way home this time too. Right?
Yeah.
I gotta know that now. So I'll be backtracking.
Yeah, you gotta go down the pike.
Pike.
You gotta go down the pike, buddy.
Yeah.
Pikeroo.
The whole time. The pike run. It's a good old pike run.
Good old Pikey.
Yeah, Joey. Milwaukee can hit. It's a good good
no,
test.
it's a good series.
Good test coming into town for sure.
36.
Wow, are you guys out of your fucking minds? Right. I mean, now we're up to 12% on the disagree. Like, are you guys okay out there? Like, what is going on?
Thought that was directed at us.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I am obviously, but
yeah, I knew that answer, so I didn't need to. You know what I mean? We didn't need to go there. I need to ask you guys. Your guys' faces made it seem like you're like, what's
I thought that was another ESPN byline. The Cardinals stay hot, and by defeating the Phillies in Sunday Night Baseball, they're 28-29, red hot Cardinals.
I love that.
Get your red hot Cardinals.
I love the old stay hot sayings.
Wheeler versus Bryce Wilson tomorrow.
Yep, 3-1. All 3-1. Yeah, he's pitched well for them.
Yeah, see, like the way it's broken down, they're not good. They're not taking the rest days into account. They're just keeping the rotation in line. So, obviously you got Wheeler, Nola.
No, Nola's Wednesday.
Well, I'm sorry, Wheeler, Sanchez, Nola, and then it goes Suarez, Walker in London. They're just rolling the rotation. They're not taking into account the rest, right? And that's sort of that. Hopefully that's where the Phillies come in and say, yeah, Walker, you stink. We're going to push you back and throw wheels.
Yeah, push you back to push you never. Push you back to never.
Yeah, push you back to Neverland. And listen, the guy, give him it too, because you're talking about a guy who had an arm issue coming in out of spring. Like, that's the common sense one. The guy, maybe give it a little breather for a second. So absolutely, you skip his start. Like, if he comes out and he's electric tonight, which is not going to happen, and didn't happen, then okay, then maybe you reconsider what you're doing. Maybe that's a big maybe.
Right.
But you didn't see anything different. So you say, all right, well, maybe it's the shoulder or the elbow still. That's not 100%, and it'll give you another little breather, and you'll still come out and throw 92. So it don't matter.
90 poo. He got
it's not
exactly
92
Tommy.
if you can put it wherever the hell you want to.
He got shelled from Jump Street, right? Like, I mean, Nolan Gorman hit that ball. That was light tower, like not power, but that's just how high it went. It was a monster.
It was in the jet engine. It Got caught in an engine.
Yeah,
Taking a ride.
it was tattooed.
They asked for a review. I was like, it was like 10 feet fair. So funny how it's like, and it didn't cost them. So I mean, why not? They're free. Crew chief review. Like certain things, MLB should absolutely step back and punch themselves square in the dick. Right? I mean, it's 11:42 at night. We can, we can say dick, we can say fucking stuff. You know what I mean? Not too much. Let's reel it in, but just step back and punch yourself in the dick. Like there are certain things that you cannot review that should be reviewed. And then this time in the first inning, they're like, "Oh, let's have a crew chief review." It wasn't even the Phillies. Like I understand a 2-run homer. If Topper wants to say, I don't like that. Let's review that. I'll take my chance here. No, that was a crew chief review. Like, what? What are we talking about here?
You guys lose sight of that one?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
my
you
God.
guys lost that one in the set.
Oh, man.
Yeah. What's reviewable and what isn't is
Yeah.
always a mystery.
Yeah, like who rang that one down? Who's drinking? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
before
Who's
the
sipping?
bag.
Who's
Before the
sipping?
bag.
Who's sipping at 6:40? You know what I mean? Who's sipping?
Before the bag, it's not reviewable. I'm like, it's just, it goes on and on.
Yeah, it really does. We've done a lot of shows crushing Major League Baseball over the last few weeks. So, it's a good time.
They've all been warranted.
Easy target.
Yeah,
Good.
for sure.
Easy target.
Good time to crush the Oregon, coach. 123 pitches.
Oh,
I would imagine you're going to go get them, dude. First and third, top 9. I mean, you don't have anybody else. You don't have a closer.
123.
Oh my God. 2 outs in the 9th. I hope this guy goes yard. Please go yard. So I can just say, eat it.
Hope
Eat
that
it.
kid.
Oh my God. Yeah, 123. These guys just air guys out. They just
Yeah,
air
you don't
guys
have a
out.
closer. You don't have a closer? Like you're Oregon, bro. Right? You're not LIU. You're Oregon. You got 56 uniforms. Phil Knight shits out hundreds. You gotta have guys in the pen, bro.
Old Mother Hubbard's only old Mother Hubbard's in the cupboard.
And only Ginger Boy still on the game. Oh, go yard.
Oh, I would love it. I would love it.
Throw curveballs. 100. I was pitch 124 and it was 76 mile an hour curveball. I mean, Harris with a Vaseline ball. He got nothing left. Vaseline. Oh, a mound visit. Maybe they've seen enough.
Maybe they take the poor kid out.
Pitch 124. You've had enough? Nah, just talk. We're just going to come out.
We're just going to give you time to breathe.
Yeah. This is just a conference.
Give your arm a little time to warm,
Oh, this is classic.
A little rest.
And they're 2-0. They had a game to play with. This guy's so hungry. He's so hungry to go to Super Regionals. Like, I get it, man. Super Regionals, they're super fun. I get it. You know what I mean? But you have a game to play with. I'm not suggesting, give the game up, but you don't have a closer in Oregon. They don't have a closer. Where's he at? Oh my God.
It's funny. Love to know. Love to be a fly on the wall in the conversation. No, he's getting warmed up.
Is this their second? Well, no. If they're 2-0, this wouldn't be their second game today.
No, they're in
they're facing a team that's got to win again.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You didn't play 2 games.
You don't have it. If you're 2-0, your staff probably is in a decent situation. Maybe they're trying to make sure they don't play tomorrow.
Oh yeah, listen, that's what they're going to tell you. I mean, they're going for the kill shot. I get it. You know what I mean? Like they're trying. Yeah. He's trying to go to the Super Regionals. Okay. My point is, where is your closer?
Right.
Like you're Oregon. You're not fucking LIU. You're not fucking Francis, PA. You got a fucking dude in a pen.
Yeah, you're not UC SB, right? Like, let's keep this 100.
2-0. Took it.
2-0.
Oh yeah, took it.
You're
90 down the foot. Now they down 90 right down the cock.
Yeah, you guys so ahead of me. It's amazing. I don't understand. Just cannot make it up. I don't. It would be different too if we had like different. Did you get it out?
Foul. He did hit it out. Foul.
Oh, his butthole got so tight. I'm
Oh,
sure.
he got in on him. He tried to sneak a two-seamer in, and he hooked it.
Wow, we're just letting it go.
Yeah, 127. We got ice. And the guy came out.
Ice.
Yeah, the guy came out and said we got ice.
That was a visit.
Oh, 128. Baseball guys did nothing to punish Oregon. Climb the ladder. Be proud of yourself, coach. Be proud of yourself.
Yeah, pump your chest out.
Yeah, that kid's going to need a bidet tomorrow because he will not be able to wipe his ass. He will not be able to wipe his ass. It's bidet time. Anybody got a bidet?
Or anybody want to wipe my ass? Either or.
Yeah.
Hey, coach. Oh, he blew by too.
Yeah. High cheddar. After he took the 2-0 down the dick.
Down the dick.
I mean, that's like I said, it's sometimes hitters get stupid. You know what I mean? Like I'm all for taking a pitch. I understand he's at 126. I get it, but you know what I mean? Like he's obviously he's one of their dudes. You're sitting in a hitter's count. You got to let it eat.
Oh yeah, on the 2-0.
Yeah, I got to let the 2-0 go, man.
You better be looking for something.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
I'll say for the Phillies over the next week or 5 days, we'll say 5 games because it's not even a week, but 5 games. 3-2.
Is Ethan talking about Juan? He ain't going nowhere, dude. He loves where he's at, buddy. So, I mean, I know money talks, but he was miserable in SeaWorld, and he is locked in the boogie down. He ain't going nowhere. It's open check season. It's hunting season, and he will not go nowhere. I mean, anything's possible. I'm not, making fun of you, Ethan. I'm just saying, like, I'm sure that he's on their wish list, but he ain't going nowhere. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean,
it's playing check time in New York.
I agree. Not that I'm against them, but I'll take them.
Yeah, of course.
And I heard we've heard some rumblings, some rumors with him linked to the Phillies a little bit as he's playing in New York, but I still can't imagine how they would let him walk. Yeah. They're not in the business of that stuff.
They've kind of already set themselves up to allow them to walk. And then them coming out and saying that they don't have an open, you know what I mean? They don't have an open checkbook. They can't keep doing this forever. I agree with you guys. I still don't know how you don't re-sign him, especially if you have him in that in-house.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like you said, George has been dead for a while, or R.I.P. George. You know what I mean? Like he was an absolute savage. You know what I mean? So, the Suns aren't George. So yeah. I hear you. I mean, that's what I was saying to Ethan. Like I wasn't poo-pooing his comment. I'm just saying, like, I'd be stunned if he leaves. Short porch. He's locked in, bro. He's locked in. He's having an MVP season. I mean, I know Judge has homered like 50 straight games, but I mean,
they're both though on a tear. Yeah.
So is locked.
They're not. They're off to a nice start.
Yeah,
to say the least.
Yeah, hate to see it.
Hate it. Absolutely hate it.
Hate to see it. 42-19.
Yeah, they're playing great baseball too. Yeah, if he does go somewhere, hopefully we're on his wish list. You know what I mean? Wouldn't be mad about having him on.
Yeah, I know. That's what Greg. That's what Greg. Yeah, and look, I know, and that's what Greg was saying. I hear you, Ethan. You know what I mean? Like I said,
But sometimes teams just say this too.
Well, yeah, they say stuff, and also when you're 42-19, that's like they definitely said it. You know what I mean? Like both of you guys alluded to that. So I'm not saying there's any truth. It's not true or anything, but you're also 42-19. So if this season this ends up to be a Phillies Yankees, slobber knockle come October, like then they're just come on, man. Then that's that's when those, that's then the talks are different.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It all changes. Like if they win a title with him, he probably walks.
Yeah.
Right, because they got their worth out of it.
They got
right?
that. Yeah, they got that.
Like it's more of a sell. Like if they get there, he could probably maybe walk. But I mean, I don't know if he's going to be able to walk. They let him walk if he hits 40. And bats close to 300 this year. I don't know how you let that walk out of Yankee Stadium. That's not the way they've ever operated, and it's not like he's old. So it's not like
25.
what can't you guys keep doing? Would be my question as a Yankees fan. Like, what do you mean you guys? What can't you keep doing? Like, no, what you can't do is sign guys that you're gonna, you can't sign guys that are 32, 34, the 7-8 year deals. You know what I mean? You got to do that. You got to do that for.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a younger guy, like you go ahead.
But I would also ask that of the Phils, like not about the age thing. I would say I understand that the cigar business is very lucrative, but how many 300 million guys can you have? How many 300 million guys can you have? And how many 100 million pitchers can you have? Like, I mean, like, I get it. It's all in. It's hunting season. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, giddy up. I love it. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just saying, like, oh man, because that price tag's in the 300 million. So
yeah,
that'll be your third 300 million guy. Like, holy shit, on a shingle.
Yeah, sooner or later the well's got to dry up, right?
Woo!
You would think.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, not if if you're selling out ballparks in April and May,
and they're selling out.
And they're selling out. Like, and that's same with the Yankees. That's why you can't keep doing it. It's real simple. Like, you're seeing the money. I mean, you know how much it costs to go down there and just get even like tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, like lube me up, right? Because it's about to go down. So everything, and so they're making money.
Oh yeah, nobody.
So
Listen,
I don't know what the Yankees whole like we can't keep doing this. The Yankees
Middleton's not on welfare. Middleton's not on welfare.
No, and the Yankees print money too.
EBT card. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like now, I know there's rev sharing in Major League Baseball, and there's some things like that you have to do. To keep
Luxury
the small markets,
to
keep the small markets going. Like I get it because not everybody makes money, right? But they're still making a lot of money. And if you're only selling out come postseason for some reason, okay, I got you. Like if you're only putting 20,000 in the seats, right? But you're in the postseason every year, and you got a ballpark that holds 40K, then yeah, you're losing money, right? You might be losing money or breaking even, but there's a number that you get over where you are printing it. And my number to get over is anything over 30K to me. And I don't know any of this. I'm not a math guy. This is my little Tom's going to take a stab at it. I would venture to guess anything over 30K is all profit, even with their payroll right now. With their payroll right now, everything over 30K is profit.
Fan-wise, I'm sorry, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're, everything's real profitable. Not count postseason.
They got TV going. We got a little bonus coverage here. Sorry.
What we got? Because I got a truck commercial.
UConn, Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah, there was a weather delay out there.
UConn just homered 6-4. Call on UConn.
UConn, a baseball school.
Yeah, they got the heated field. No joke.
Yeah.
Oh, did he just hook it? Right out. Grand Canyon's.
Oh, that field up there is heated?
Yeah, underneath. I did a camp up there 20 years ago. Showcase. Talked to the coach. Great dude. And they had this giant freaking thing in left field. I go, what the hell is this? He goes, oh yeah, that heats the field. Like underneath it melts the snow, and it's unbelievable.
Oh, that's amazing. I was on that field last summer, so it's cool. It's a great field. Great spot. It's nice.
Oh, Stores is beautiful, buddy. Stores is beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good. And that's why That's why I know the basketball team can stay good too.
Yeah.
It's a nice campus.
Yeah, it felt good in that bookstore.
Yeah.
The Gigantor.
It is big. It is. All right, crumb of the week, boys. Oh, we got 2 games on.
Yeah, little Grand Canyon's going on too. Yeah, absolutely.
Did you guys catch that squeeze play? I know you guys were probably playing all weekend. Did you guys catch that?
It was on in the pizza place when we got the Angels. It was like 6 games.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I need to focus on 1 or 2. I got the quickest draw in the world with my remote thumb. My remote thumb is fantastic, so I can get back and forth on 1 or 2. 6 is that's like sensory overload for sweeps. I'll take a little peeky poo, of course, but I mean, I got to lock in on 1 or 2. But I hear you, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. For me, it's probably we can go a few places, but I'll land on the NBA. Like at some point, you gotta make an adjustment. I know they don't care, so they don't give a shit about what sweep says. They don't care what any of us say. But both series were taken care of. There's no reason to come off your start date. And then when you come, there's no reason to make adjustments to that. You can make a little bit of adjustments. Like this series isn't starting until Thursday. Thursday! All right? Then there's 3 days off between every game. Like, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like the first 2 games, then you want to have 2 days, whatever. Travel. You want to build in another 2 travel days. And somebody gets a little home cooking, fine. That's fine. But I mean, we got Thursday, Sunday. Like not only you got to wait till June 6th, and then you got to wait till game 2 is not till Sunday. It's like like I said, the alien doesn't care what we think. He doesn't care about the fans. It's a global phenomenon, and they're talking about printing money. They're making it hand over fist, so they don't give a shit about what we say. But it's just it's become a terrible product. We hate it, and we're tuned in. We tune in during the playoffs because that's what we do. But go Mavs, number 1, and fuck you NBA.
Yeah, Mavs in 7.
Giddy up.
Yeah, they could have moved it. I get the scheduling, like ticket wise, it's pre-scheduled, right, in terms of that side of it for them. But dude, people will make it work. You know what I mean?
Once both get wrapped up, then you make some adjustments.
Yeah, and it's okay to make some, because I didn't realize we were waiting so long for it on last Sunday when I was like, "Yo, you guys want to give our predictions? Get it out there." And you're like, "Oh, it's preset." I'm like, "What does preset mean? Like, if these are over, they're over. Like, give it 2 days off, and then and day 3 they play. You know what I mean? You just move it up. Yeah, still give teams 2 days off, 2 full rest days after a series, of course. But then let's get this revved up, especially when we know there's big gaps in the series to begin with,
right?
For breathing. There's not a lot of crumbs out there.
Yeah, that was going to be mine, and Sweep stole it. Not stole it, but he just jumped in.
We had some crumb at bats in the 9th inning tonight.
100%
for the fighting. So I'll crumb that. Just looking for a crumb in a day. It's hard to crumb a team 41-19 or anybody on it, but we'll use it today because there's some selfish ABs. And that doesn't mean first pitch swinging equals selfish ABs, but it does when the guy before you does. That's all. Like when the guy before you does it, right? Let somebody somebody just take a breather here. And I know Harper, I get it, Harp. Your guy wants to fucking attack first pitch. I'm not saying you don't attack it, right? But it wasn't even a good pitch.
Yeah.
So it's not like you attacked something middle, and you popped it up, right? It wasn't the best pitch to drive either. So
yeah.
And then Bone followed up the next inning with the same thing.
Yeah.
He swung at the first pitch. Like, come on, dude.
So that's 3 straight batters the first pitch.
Yeah,
3 straight batters.
Yeah,
and 5 pitches over 4. 5 pitches over 4. Think about that when you start with Schwarber's at AB. So they saw 5 pitches over 4 batters.
Yeah,
with your best.
But at least, I hear you. At least Bomers was productive. You know what I mean? Like in how we judge things, that's a productive at bat because Harp tug up and all that stuff. So, you know what I mean? But it doesn't take away from what you guys are alluding to. Just there was production there. That was a productive at bat. If you're going to go first pitch, then I need production. You know what I mean?
That's what I always say to guys too. I don't care if you go hunting the first pitch, but make sure you pay attention to what the guy did before you and how the pitcher's been pitching all game, right? And the other side of it is if you do and you want to consistently be that cat, you better not consistently miss it every time.
Don't miss.
If you want to be that guy, then you better show it's productive for you, babe, or you got to change up your thought process as a hitter, right? Because not everybody's the same. Some guys love that first pitch. Some guys need to see one, just need to get in and get their feet in there. Everybody's different, timing. Everybody's a little different, but you can at the younger levels, you can tell when they're like when it's just selfish ABs when they just want to swing.
Yeah, of course.
Every
Absolutely.
time, like, all right, bro, that's enough. Like I yelled the other yesterday, that's enough. Everybody wants to do it now. Everybody calm down. Guy hadn't done the first pitch strike all day, and we'll just give outs. But
And we're swinging like Casty.
Same thing in the pros. They don't. You know.
Well, I was just gonna say, and that's why I thought you might have went there since we just had a. I don't think Greg will go there, so I'll jump in with another one because since we just watched it and you posted it a couple weeks ago, so I thought you might have jumped on that. I understand the age discrepancy, but this is why guys do what they do in youth bill because they want college baseball coaches are crumbs. Okay, that's what you just watched it. Okay, they're going to tell you, and everybody will tell you that it's about winning, and that's it. All right, they make millions of dollars, and they're just not going to risk that. I don't care, dude. Sell that to somebody else, man. These are still fucking 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids. And some of them have Pro Bowl careers coming up. They're going to get drafted. They're going to get drafted. So it's ridiculous.
The doctors tell you the UCL isn't fully developed until you're 25 years old for most guys. So the doctors tell you the science to it, right? And to your point, that's a great job by you right there because I just totally brain farted on it. What I just watched too. Like I had a crumb right off on me. I had it on a goddamn tee. And you're right because everybody follows it. Everybody watches this time of year, right? Yeah. And you see it, and you're like, oh well, why can't I let Johnny? It's June. He can be stretched out. To the point yesterday, right? I'm not perfect. I had a kid cruising through 6, cruising at 90, 93, and now he's stretched, right? But that's how cruisy was. He got one hit. He's going for, it's in the 7th. So he's going for a complete game. And I'm like, bro, I can't let him get to 100. I feel a certain way about it. And I went out with 2 outs and made a change in a 2-0 game. In a 2-0 game, that's how I felt about it because I can't and I'm not perfect, all right? Right? Makes sense. I have nobody. Yeah, no, but that's just the guilt. Like I know, dude, he looks great. He's still humming. The ball's coming out. There's nothing changed. He's not fatigued. Yeah. I understand, but I have a little weird conscience of a certain number that I cannot allow to happen. Because it's not like, oh, if we win, here comes $200 million to Tom. You know what I mean? Like life-changing money. If you win,
and it's still like you said, it's not like it's acceptable, for a school that might be, David. They're, like somebody goes on a Cinderella run and they're not as deep. It's still not acceptable, but that's one time where you can be like, all right, there may never get back again. Right. This dude's going to go right into, he's going to be working at Wall Street next week. This dude's got a job in Wall Street. You know what I mean? So he's like, hey, I'm selling out, coach. I'm good, bro. I'm good. You know what I mean? And that's I still cringe at that. Yeah. But at least you have some certain circumstances that you can be like, all right, man, what the hell, dude? Your chips are all in. You took a shot. I got a problem with it all the time. But I got a monster problem with it with a UNC, an Oregon, an Arkansas, a Florida, the Blue Bloods, right? You got 15, 16 arms. You're telling me you only got 4 in the postseason? You got 12 tomato cans. The other guys are 12 tomato cans. Why are they there then? Why are they there? Okay, we all have guys that are our favorites. We all have 4 guys that we might have. Not all of us, Christ. I'm speaking freely there, Christ. I might have 2 guys. I might have 2 guys that I'm really comfortable with. In comparison, I'm saying I get it, right? But it doesn't mean that there's guys that I'm going to continue the total line with those guys. Even in the playoffs, I'm not going to push the envelope. I'm going to try to use them strategically, back end it. Hey, can I get to the 3 outs? So do I get 5 outs away from using my closer? You know what I mean? Or something like that. It's just, you're at the University of Oregon, man. There's just no reason for it. All right. Especially sitting in a 2-0 hole. I know you want to wrap it up. That's fine. I'm not even, there's no reason for him to run out there in the 9th. Your closer starts with a clean inning. It's 3-0.
And keep it in mind who they're playing too, right? Like you're playing a 14 seed, right? Like you're probably gonna win that game. Right at that point of the game, going into the 9th too. So keep it in perspective as well. Like who you're playing situationally, like all that matters, right? And you should have a guy that you count on all year to close games. I hate that too. There's a reason you got where you're at. right? When you talk about these certain teams, right? There's a reason you had a lot of success in the regular season. There's a reason you're going back to the 2 straight when you're Oregon, right? Because you've had success. So it doesn't mean you gotta change it and be different. But it even starts in the biggest conglomerate of it all, and that's Perfect Game. They allow 115 and 13 over 2 days. That's a fucking joke. That's disgusting. That's disgusting to me. It's even worse that you're allowing 2 back-to-back days of like, okay, well, you can throw 20 and get all revved up and all sweated up, and then you got 95 in the chamber, right? Right? You got 95 in the chamber ready to go. Like, that's a lot, man. That's a lot.
You're not doing any justice to youth kids, right? Under 20, I'm fine with it. Then it's got to be 50 the next day. Yep. Max 50.
If you need to use the 20, then okay, you used 50, it. Now 50. You don't got it. Now, if you want 95 to be the next day, no problems there. No problems. But you shouldn't be allowed to get the 115. When the guy said smart pitch, I said, are you out of your mind? Like, what does that even mean? Smart pitch? I'm not going to fight City Hall. And I told the guy, I'm not going to fight City Hall. But you guys got to make it make sense, right? You lead the way. You lead the way in youth baseball when it comes to the arm, the arm and pitch counts and all of it. You lead the way because everybody wants to do what PG does, right? Oh, these are PG rules. Okay, then you can calm your rules down a little bit. You can lower it a little bit, right?
No,
who's going to back out of a tournament because you're going to do arms right? You're going to take care of arms right?
No, if you do things right, you're not only helping these young players stay healthy, but you're also helping their development, because if you do it right and you're not a robot and you're not saying, well, this is this and this and this. If you're just using common sense and saying, hey, 20 or less, you can come back the next day, but it's got to be 50. So now that dude threw 70 on the weekend. Awesome. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Right now, that forces that team to use another guy, and that gives a kid a chance to develop and pitch on a bigger stage and try to get outs. And just because he might not be a velo guy, you don't know what he can do because you don't use him, because you're burying your other 4 guys. So you don't know that this young buck could be a young Greg Maddux, right? And he just carves dudes, right? AKA Gallen. Pound for pound was our best pitcher at 10 years old in an organization that spit out pros and spit out college D1 guys, college guys out the wazoo. And at age 10, he was pound for pound our best pitcher because he can command all 3 pitches, right? Fastball, changeup, and like a little cutter. Nothing. Didn't have a curveball then. He was 10 years old. You know what I mean? But had command. His fastball. I'm sorry, 2-seamer, 4-seamer, and changeup. You know what I mean? Had command at 10 years old, right? But didn't light up the radar gun. We had other guys that threw 75 miles, 70 miles an hour, whatever they threw. You know what I mean? And he would be back there laughing because I just go watch him carve. You know what I mean? Since he was 10 years old, right? And now the guy's in the big leagues. All right. Oh, by the way, so they're just, but what if you're just worried about radar guns and you're worried about size and and if he never got an opportunity to show what he can do, or he was in the wrong organization, he'd have never made it. Would have never got to North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's so true.
I watched the video this week too, and it was a guy talking about this, right? And he said, if you look at around the minor leagues, especially, like all these guys in the minors, Paul Skeens all the way down, they don't pitch over 100 pitches. They barely get over 90 pitches, right? So if you're looking at these major league organizations with these assets and they're worrying about the care of these guys' arms and limiting them on their way up to the big leagues, and we've even seen the big leagues, right? I mean, we don't see 120s anymore, 125s anymore, even from starters, right? Like 110, 115 maybe from the absolute pros, right? But the minor leagues, and he was saying if the minor leagues are doing this and these organizations are doing this with these assets, why is it so far to do it with these kids?
Well, because we don't consider the kid an asset. We consider we're using the kid for personal gain.
Yeah.
We're not using the kid for what the kid can be and his growth in it, right? We're using it for personal gain, win at all costs. I'll say it a million times. What do you want to do when you're coaching youth sports? So you win at all costs or you develop at all costs? That's each individual's decision. I'm not here to say which one's right or wrong, right? But you see the win at all costs, cats, and that's fine. But you can have it both ways. You know, you can try winning at all costs and still develop at all costs. You can do both. You can do both. You know, you can, like Sweep said, you can get guys more time on the mound and see what other guys can do and give guys chances. Like that's what it's about. Like it's about trying to develop players because you don't know what they're going to be when they get older.
Yeah, if they had their best interest in mind, they would have it. You know, they would have the draft in like May. Instead, the draft is after the College World Series, right? This year, I think it's later than it's ever been. It's in like July, right? They'd have it in like May. Right? I know guys are still playing high school. I get it, all that in the middle of their college season. It doesn't matter, right? They would do it. They would do it at the end of May, whatever it was, because then those teams would be like, then your phone would ring, right? So they don't want those college coaches to be on the complete hot seat yet, because I draft a guy number 1, all right, and you're running them out. If that Oregon guy was the top 5 pick, all right, and the draft already happened, right? The Philadelphia Phillies, all right, would be at that dude's house, and that dude would be fired. You know what I mean? So that's not happening. So they strategically do all that stuff, right? So they never have the best intentions for these kids either. You know what I mean? It's just it is what it is. So it's really the whole thing is disgusting. You know what I mean?
No, it really is. Greg, did you have a crumb?
Yeah, I'll keep it brief because obviously it's potentially the WNBA and the whole Caitlin Clark situation. By the way, I've not watched a second. I won't watch a second. Have never watched a second. That's fine. But you obviously see the clips and know what's going on. Their spike in ratings is because of her. So if you don't do anything real quick to curb what's going on and the targeting that's going on to her, you're going to lose out because she's worth more on her own. If I'm Caitlin Clark with all the NIL money, I would have went back, right?
Yeah.
I would have said, see ya. But, there's, I heard rumors out there that obviously like 3-on-3, some 3-on-3 companies are calling her, like, I'll offer you ownership stakes. I'd peace out. Be like, see ya. Go ahead. Go die, right? Because no one was watching you before, but they're obviously all watching her now, and rightfully so, right? She's really good. But they got to curb this, what's going on, because it's not good.
No, I mean, we're her teammates. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
And I love that out of you. That's a good one. I mean, we're her teammates. Like, where's, the coach wants to talk about, her, this is in college and stuff like that. Like, get in front of a microphone and talk about that. Talk about protecting your star. All right. It doesn't have to be like, necessarily treated different. I understand people, they just, you want her to fit in and you want her to be a part of something. And, no one person is bigger, than the team or the league. But sometimes, like you said, that's their golden goose. You know what I mean? So, if people don't like her and people are jealous of her, that's fine. But like, you got to stop they're trying to hurt her. Come on, man, let's go.
There's cheap shots. I mean,
that's bad.
Face guard 94 feet. Do all that, right? Because that's basketball, right?
Play hard.
Play hard.
Make her uncomfortable.
Be physical, right?
Get up on her shit. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
that's all fair game, but
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the stuff I've seen is a disgrace.
Yeah.
To the worst players, right? So I mean, I don't recommend doing that to anybody.
Yeah.
Any player. Better yet, a person who again is making you money.
And if you saw the rap sheet of the chick that did that to her the other night, who body checked her, she was like 4th overall pick. Was released for contract or conduct detrimental to the team like 4 times. Every team that she's played on, they've released her because of conduct detrimental to the team. So,
yeah, that's fun.
I'm like, it's probably not who we want.
Time to step in. Where's
hitching her wagon to?
Yeah, where's the commissioner? Like, there should be some fines. I know they don't make money like the NBA. I get it,
$1,000,
right? But step in, do something. Right? They're starting to get charters now. So, money's coming in. I mean, it's still coming from dad, which is the NBA. But, you know what I mean? Like, they're getting on charters and stuff. So you're welcome. You
like that? Because that's me, right? Like, if that's me. Thank you. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And again, like, it's all about TV money. So if ratings are up and people are watching, then the WNBA can make a profit. If they're making a profit because of
Which
her,
they've never done.
which they've never done, and they have the
Ever.
ability to do. They have they're closer to that ability now with her.
Yeah.
Like you have to absolutely protect her. And I'm not saying like protect her from physicality. I'm talking protect her from cheap shots.
Yeah.
Protect her from the extra. Like, you know, you get, you know, it's just a bad look on, first of all, it's a bad look on the rest of the league too. For it as well. But I don't, you know, I don't know. Maybe she's a terrible human being. I doubt it. But you know, still.
No, she's not. It's jealousy.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's just. I hear you. I mean, you know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she
without
is.
Knowing her, yeah, there was. You know, you never heard a peep at Iowa. All right, her teammates loved her. So it's just that's what it is.
They don't like other girls. Don't like everybody watching a different girl.
It started with Angel Reese. It started with Angel Reese last year in the finals with doing this. That's difference between talking shit and being being classy and so it's it snowballed from there. You know what I mean? And you didn't see any of that in college. So this isn't about like. Instead of embracing her and, like you said, understanding that she's really, really good for the league, right? These knuckleheads are going the opposite. They think like, they think this is prison. They think this is prison ball, and we're gonna, like it's not how it works. You know what I mean? Like I said, play hard, palms up, pick her up, 3/4 court. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're not asking for. Ticky-tack fouls. We're not asking for you to, to play zone so she can make 15 threes. Nobody's asking for that, dude. Do you? But the extra has got to stop. You know what I mean? The intentional bull crap and it starts in that locker room. So the Fever, all right, need to check. Need to check their sports bras. All right, and people got to come to the aid. All right, she needs help from her teammates, and that's the first time that. Something happens again, right? Somebody's got to pick up a flagrant foul, as one of her teammates has to pick up a flagrant foul and set the tone.
Yeah. No, couldn't agree more. And nobody's wanted any parts of that.
Nope.
All right, boys. Great stuff.
Yep.
Another edition of Agreed Disagree Radio. Thank you to our doc. Make them yours, Dr. Paul Vidal. Specialized Physical Therapy. Located in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, that's Greg Milwaukee, Nick Delgazzo. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, thanks for joining us. Hit the like, subscribe, follow on your way out. And I'll see you again Wednesday night. Let's go, Mavs. Let's go, Phils.
Maybe if Brian can fit us into a schedule next week.
Yeah, we'll see if we'll see if we're if we hit his timeline.
Quota.
Yeah. Oh, that guy's unbelievable.
10 a year. Quota.
Yeah, he'll be drinking next Sunday if anybody wants to know where he is. This has been a great disagree.
Sure
ATD Radio.
All right, guys, I'm drunk.
We'll see you next Sunday. Sorry.